I was gonna go listen to Rotoscope on my own time because this single came out, and I was excited. The new Spiritbox. But then I saw they dropped 3 tracks. They unceremoniously just flopped out half an EP on our asses. So I'm actually looking forward to checking out this whole thing. We're gonna do it on a video, just like an album review. I'm looking forward to seeing what sounds they come up with, though, because this album cover, they got like a color shift here, maybe just a little bit of a hint of possible change. We're gonna see what they do. Spiritbox is an excellent band. I'm looking forward to it. Without further ado, let's check out Rotoscope. Okay, we're already doing some interesting Nine Inch Nails shit. It's an interesting vibe. I will say I'm already satisfied on the whole sound change thing, because she's singing in a different way. This is kind of got almost like a bounce to it. That's noticeably chunkier than the first go around. Oh, that's really good. Hold on. Ah! Okay, so the way they modulated that riff, dude, they didn't change the riff much at all. They just made it heavier, made it thicker behind her scream. That was a good element there. Okay. Not a whole lot to say. It's a pretty straightforward track, but it is just a really fun track. Alright, so that was a fun start. We're going for a little bit more of an industrial sound, which I'm down for. Very bouncy track. This one has a lot more even keel vocals on this. Bringing back those kind of ethereal, ghostly cleans from Courtney, pounding that reverb on. Okay, I like how seamlessly that guitar riff blends in with this electronic beat, because they're essentially doing the same thing. And I thought the guitar sounded a little bit unorthodox, and that's why. It's almost like emulating this sort of gated house beat. Doing it again, it's getting thicker. Have rising synth to add some tension in the background too. Okay, so far we've been presented with 2 very different sounds. The first one being kind of like an industrial pop jam, more or less. Industrial rock jam. And then the last one is a little bit more straightforward Spiritbox, but they had some very interesting guitar work. Like I said, very EDM-like. Alright, well that's already my favorite. This chorus is absolutely gorgeous. Her vocals are soaring here. And I'm loving the very subtle guitar tone elements too. Just little flourishes in the background. And it really helped during that build. It really kept tension up with the distorted guitar lick. lot of subtle work with using the guitar tones to make intensity. We'll talk about it at the end, but throughout this whole thing, all three of these songs, it's been there. Oh, that's so in my head already. Let's go. Is those chainsaw guitars. The specific tone reminds me of Busted. Everybody, shut up! You're trying to fucking kill me. So I'm not sure if we're calling this Rotoscope or if we're calling it all three of the songs, because while I was listening, I noticed all three of the songs are listed on the album cover, but I digress. That was exactly what the doctor ordered. A little bit of a tweak of the sound, a little bit of the familiar mixed in here, a little bit of a callback to previous sounds as well. We're going to talk about that. First off, I'll start with the first song, Rotoscope. That is probably the most different of the three tracks, I would say. It definitely stands out with things I would definitely notice, like a Garbage influence. Garbage, Nine Inch Nails, kind of like industrial alt-rock sound going on, which is really, really fun. I'm really enjoying that. I would love to see them continue to push Courtney into different territories vocally, as well as just kind of the overall songwriting structure and the different like chord progressions that lead into a more bouncy, less guitar, genty sound, which I'm really into. And then of course we go into the very interesting chugs on Sew Me Up, which almost seem to be, like I said, emulating a gated synth, which is really, really cool. I'm really into that shit. Really into just kind of pushing existing elements like guitars and vocals that we've known and loved. We've seen what they can do with them and pushing them out of their comfort zone into interesting territories. And I think these two songs really accomplish that. But it all ties in home with Hysteria. I think Hysteria, while it may have the most familiar Spiritbox elements, it's also just really, really well executed. The chorus is really nice. There's a lot of subtleties in kind of balancing the heaviness towards the end, of course. Then there's that absolute monstrous breakdown. I'm all fucking disheveled. I'm gonna shoot another video after this. And it just goes off. It's just relentless, and it does go on for a little tiny bit, which I think is good. We get some time to sit down and really enjoy the breakdown and really go off with it, since it's the only like real cathartic release on this kind of 3-song set here. You know, that being said, I'm really liking the way they played with heaviness throughout this whole thing. They flirted at it a lot. Instead of a guitar, you know, sometimes when you want to go heavy, you tune your guitar down, you hit a different note, you hit a different chord structure, you slow it down. For a lot of this album, for a lot of this little mini record here, they more or less just turned up distortion, maybe picked the same melodies in a more sustained manner. Just little tiny details that make the guitar stand out. Especially like, would say, the second and last verses of, say, Rotoscope, where they went from kind of like a bouncing chug to more of like struck chords that make it sound a lot heavier, a little bit more foreboding. I'm down with that. And it also, you know, leads very cleanly into the fact that, you know, Courtney launches into screams right afterwards. It keeps the melody going. It isn't an outright breakdown, so it just kind of keeps the progression going while also dialing up the heaviness for a moment. And I think that's a really smooth way to pull it off. I want to see more bands do stuff like that, because there are more ways to dial in severe heaviness than throwing in a breakdown. As much as I love a breakdown that hits hard and actually fits in well, which I notice a lot of modern metal bands do a lot better than they used to, for sure. That being said, I don't really have much to say. The band's still performing in all cylinders. This is a very interesting project. I loved pretty much all of these songs. I'm down with all these songs. I'm going to throw them on my playlist. It's very enjoyable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from here, but this is a really nice surprise. So yeah, if y'all love it, go check it out. Links down below, etc. I also got my other info down below for my Twitch streams. You can come talk to me about music. We have like a little music show before every single kind of gaming section, so if you want to bring in music, you can join the Discord there, jump in on Twitch, etc, etc, etc. Either way, I'm gonna go shoot another video. I'm gonna be trying to crank out some album videos a little bit quicker, keep some of my over-editing tendencies a little under control. Not gonna lie. But either way, that's enough from me, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.